thank you so much, each of you, for being out here this afternoon with us. This is a particularly good day for West Kentucky Community and Technical College and for our community. I would like to introduce our platform guest and then some other honored guests, and we have many, many more with us this afternoon. Mr. Charles Luber, CEO of the Lay Family Foundation. We're going to honor Charles a little bit more, but I would ask that you hold your applause and we'll introduce everyone, or I will, and then we can do a big round of applause. Mr. Arthur Byrn, the Mayor, City of Mayfield. And then Dr. Michael McCall, President of the Kentucky Community and Technical College System. And we have with us some other honored guests this afternoon. I know I've seen and thank Senator Bob Leeper for being with us, always a strong supporter. Others who have helped us, and I'm thinking of that Emerging Technology Center right now, and that is certainly Bill Beasley and Robbie Rudolph. Where is Robbie? I know he's out here. Here he is. If you have not seen our new facility going up, it will open in January, and so that's another dedication that I'm going to invite you to, and I'll give you the date right now, March 30th. So I'll be sending out save the date cards. Also, Sheila Clark with us this afternoon. Sheila is the director of the West Kentucky Workforce Investment Board. Don Doris, executive director of Graves Growth Alliance. Ann Gwynn, chair of the Paducah Junior College Foundation. And other PJC board members, I appreciate your attendance this afternoon, as well as our West Kentucky Community and Technical College Board. And then Judge Van Newberry, thank you for being with us this afternoon, and Mayor Bill Paxton. And I want to thank the chamber executives who are here this afternoon, as well as school superintendents from the surrounding counties. Many of the business leaders that we work with on a daily basis are here to support us this afternoon, and so I do thank you and appreciate your being here. So I'm going to give everyone a round of applause. West Kentucky Community and Technical College met with Graves County leadership a year ago or so, and we talked about what could we do in Graves County, what could we do to help existing business, to help raise the educational level of our entire western region, and what could we do to help recruit new business into the area. We put together a plan, and what you're seeing today is the result of that plan. On December 23rd, 2008, a few of us, Representative Fred Nesler, Don Doris with Graves Growth Alliance, Mr. Charles Luber, and the college community, or the college team with Ann Gwynn, we made a trip to St. Louis, Missouri, and made a presentation to the Henry Lay Family Foundation Executive Board. We asked for $1.5 million. At that time, we were thinking that we may build a facility, but we had this overall idea of a skill craft training center providing training to those individuals who wanted jobs, who wanted to get back in the job market, and we wanted to be a force that would create jobs. Well, I believe that we were successful that day because of Mr. Charles Luber. Many of you already know him. He has been actively involved with West Kentucky and the McCracken County and Marshall County school systems with the establishment of the middle college on our campus. He has been a true friend to far western Kentucky. He's now resident in western Kentucky and is bringing that St. Louis tie to us. He has shown leadership and true commitment to quality education. I again think we were successful in standing here today because he believed in us, he believed in our community, and he certainly believes in education. So as we start this afternoon, I want you to please join me in recognizing Mr. Luber with the Henry Lay Family Foundation.
On behalf of the Lay Family Foundation, I want to take this opportunity to tell you how grateful we are for Barbara and Steve Freeman's work. They are kind of the idea people. We were kind of the money people. But this all started really the middle college on my deck at my home at a dinner. I invited a bunch of people for an idea brainstorming session, and the middle college is what came out of 3 or 4 of those evenings, and Barbara and Steve had this concept. This concept is a little bit different than what we normally give money to, but I look at the economy, I look at Western Kentucky, and the need is overwhelming. And this place will fill up with students just as soon as they open the doors tonight, I think.
That's right. First
Thank you.
Tonight. This project has truly been a partnership not only with the Lay Family Foundation, but with the City of Mayfield, the Graves Fiscal Court, and Graves Growth Alliance, who also contributed mightily with $500,000. So our thanks and recognition to you. And the Workforce Investment Board. Sheila Clark, when we started talking about what we wanted, immediately jumped in and said, let us purchase those computers that you need to start those computer classes. And that was the #1 need that we've assessed so far, is people want to upgrade their skills. So thank you, Sheila. And thank you to all the Purchase Area Development District staff who are with us today. Without you, we could not have pulled all of this together. So many, many partners, and certainly the efforts and the support of Paducah Junior College, both monetarily and with their ideas of what will work, has always laid the groundwork for any project that we've ever done. So many partnerships. I hope that you have, or if you have not had a chance to look at this facility, please do. In the front part of the building, it's 17,000 square feet. That has been renovated into classrooms and laboratories and meeting rooms, conference room. So as you're looking around, think about how you could use that as a community. Could you use those rooms for a meeting, or do you want to bring a business here to have your meeting here? That's available to you. This is your facility. The part that we're standing in now is 13,000 square feet. After today, we'll start work on putting in the electrical, and in this area, it will be heating, ventilation, air conditioning, and welding. And then, as you go into the back high bay area, that is another 30,000 square feet. That will be our automotive technology program. We have a plan for this facility, but that plan is that we will provide what you need as a community for existing job training or for training in the future of bringing an industry in. There is ample space for us to be flexible and for us to use this as a recruiting tool. So that is my message today. This really is your facility, and we will make it work for Graves County and this entire region. And I'm going to ask Representative Nesler to please come forward, because he made that trip with us and helped in this success, and will continue to do so.
Thank you very much, Dr. Veazey for your leadership in this. Dr. McCall, Charles, whenever you get ready to have another planning session around your kitchen table about money, especially whenever you're talking about me, and a lot of people here like to be there, you know, including myself, thank you. What a wonderful turnout that you people have come to our county and showed your appreciation for what's happening here today. Now, Dr. Veazey alluded to the fact that a little over a year ago that the planning of this started, which I know that that's right, but a little less than a year ago, she called me and shared with me what kind of plan that they, West Kentucky Community Technical College had, and we talked about it a little bit. But now I can say this to you, Barbara, I hope you won't mind. What they had in mind then is not where we are today, or really how the financing was going to be, right, Charles? And but nevertheless, it is amazing what can happen just in 1 year, or less than a year, if you have a group of individuals that's willing to put their shoulder to the wheel and try to accomplish the mission or the idea that has been presented. Now, Dr. Veazey also alluded to the fact that there were several people involved in this process. Now, oftentimes, someone will call or they'll say, Fred or Dr. Veazey or Mayor or Judge Smith or whatever, thank you for this or that. What they fail to realize oftentimes, it's not a me thing, it's a we deal. In this process, if it had not been, naturally you got to have the idea, because that's where it all starts, with the idea. But then you got to have the money. And that's really where it all begins. But then to put the other pieces together that you have to come up with in some sort of match, sometimes that would be a little bit difficult. Now, whenever Dr. Veazey first called me and she mentioned the figure of possibly the Lay Foundation would put up $1.5 million if we could come up with 500 or 600 extra thousand, I thought, well, hey, that shouldn't be a big deal. If a family outside of our state would put their money in a project in our area, why, we wouldn't have any problem doing that, but it's a little more to it than that. But thanks to a lot of individuals for them being a big help in this. Don Doris with Growth Alliance, whether it would be the mayor or Judge Executive Tony Smith, Dr. Freeman, Dr. Poppy, the PAD office, and these people have already been mentioned, have done everything that they could do. And we don't leave the governor out. And the Department of Local Government, Commissioner Tony Wilder was always receptive to phone calls and willing to be able to get this thing going as soon as possible, because we was kind of working on a timeline. But anyway, Barbara, Dr. Veazey, thank you for your leadership, and thank all of you for coming. This is going to be such a wonderful, it already is a wonderful asset to our community, and thank all of you. Thank you.
And Mayor Byrn, if you would come forward and talk about county and city government and our cooperation and participation.
Thank you, ma'am. First of all, I would like to say that Judge Executive Tony Smith sends his regards. He has a family member who is in the hospital having surgery this afternoon, and so he's in Nashville, which is where he should be. But he, as representative of the fiscal court and certainly the city of Mayfield, we're pleased as we could possibly be to have this facility located in Graves County. I would like to add my thanks to Mr. Luber, to Dr. McCall, Dr. Veazey. Without all of their cooperation, we would not have this facility here today. The City Council, or the City of Mayfield and the County of Graves just happened to be at the right place at the right time. And you talk about ideas and you talk about money, and I don't know that we had any ideas, but we were able to put our hands on a little bit of money, not near the $1.5 million. And I'll add my plea, along with Representative Nesler, that next time you have a little round table, we've got some other places we'd like to spend money in Mayfield and Graves County. But we do appreciate, appreciate the opportunity to help fund this particular endeavor. Mayfield and Graves County obviously is or maybe not obvious to all of you all, but it's certainly obvious to most of us here in Graves County. We're home to the Purchase Regional Industrial Park, which is just right across the road, almost literally here. We feel like that having the ability and having this facility here within such a short distance, the ability to train qualified people to go to work almost at the drop of a hat will make it a lot easier for Bill Beasley to get up here and make his announcement. And that's going to be, what, next week or something like that, Bill? Is that right? We know it's only a matter of time until we have our first tenant in the Regional Industrial Park. That will be tremendous news for the entirety of Western Kentucky. But I think this facility is really going to help make that eventuality a certainty. And without the cooperation of the Kentucky Community Technical College system, did I get that right, Dr. McCall? And then West Kentucky Community Technical College, and Graves County Fiscal Court, City of Mayfield, the Purchase Area Development District, Graves Growth Alliance, and just a lot of energy and a lot of time, we wouldn't be here today. And when we really talk about this building, we've kind of narrowed it down from a year to a little less than a year. And I'm sitting here thinking that it was about March that we actually looked at this building first. So I'm not the greatest mathematician in the world, but somewhere around 7 months ago is when we started thinking about this particular building and a way to fund this particular building. And you know, sometimes I don't know if it's karma, if it's fate, or what it is, but it just kind of merged and melded or whatever into this facility, and we're just pleased that it's in Graves County. So thank you all very much for being here today, and thank all of you all for your investment and your hard work on behalf of Mayfield and Graves County. Thank you.
When we decided that this was the building that we wanted, I knew that we could not do this without the support of the Kentucky Community and Technical College system and Dr. Michael McCall. So he came down. He came down to look at this facility. He walked through it. He met with all of us. And he had the vision as well for what this could do for the Regional Industrial Park, for the Hickory Industrial Park, what it could do for all of us. And he lent his support, his ongoing support for this project. And he has championed the Kentucky Community and Technical College system to over 100,000 students this fall. We have online classes. We could go, as he said earlier, we could talk about our points of pride for a great deal of time. But I am pleased that he is back down here this afternoon to be with us as we officially kick this fall semester off in this facility. We're actually offering classes tonight. So I could not think of a better way for him to be able to address us than to look so close to home of what a community and technical college can do for economic development and for the future of our state. Dr. Michael McCall.
Well, thank you, Dr. Veazey. I appreciate the warm introduction, and it is really a pleasure for me to be here this afternoon to see so many people. Yeah, I came here as well to take a look at this on a cold day, I believe. There was very little, if any, heat on the building. My feet were frozen, but I certainly saw the vision of what needed to be done or what could be done, and I think that's what they were asking me if I would agree and support this project. And it was very obvious that it's something that was very easy to support because of the cooperation and the involvement of so many people. As I look around the room this afternoon, it's just obvious as I go to different types of ceremonies across the state, it's really indicative of who attends and the number of people to attend. And literally, there's a few seats left, but it's just standing room only, which shows that your support is here, but it shows the value of what this facility can do. It's empty per se out here today. As Dr. Veazey said, they'll immediately start renovating, and you can begin seeing the vision for what is going to be on. But that vision is what your vision is. We're simply here to help make it happen as well. But today also is a culmination for me. I've been here all day. I've had an opportunity to meet earlier with our students. I had lunch with our students. I met with the faculty and staff earlier today, and to go around and to see some of the things, to visit the college and what it's doing. But I can't think of a better way to end my trip today than to be here as part of this ceremony, because this is what kind of keeps me going, to see all the excitement, but the future of our state, but also the future of Mayfield and Graves County. I want to especially thank all those that are on the platform, the mayor especially, for what you've been doing, but Representative Nesler, you have been just a staunch supporter of this. Of course, the Charles Luber with the Lay Foundation obviously couldn't happen without that. And Dr. Veazey, there's not a better visionary anywhere than Dr. Veazey to provide this leadership. So, we're all blessed with that. And we're blessed with so many people that are here, Senator Leeper and all the others that have been involved in supporting this college as well. And it's because of your commitment that we are here today, and that commitment allows us to move forward to make this thing happen. But the Skilled Craft Training Center that we're celebrating, it truly is a kind of a culmination, not kind of, but it's a product of a vision. It's a product of the cooperation. It's a product of the generosity and where we're heading for this community. And these three things are all necessary if anything's going to be successful. You can't do it without the cooperation and the vision and the thinking of people working together and the generosity that's needed. So I'd like to really thank everyone who played a role in this, and especially, though, the Lay Foundation, because we've already recognized Charles and the Lay Foundation for what they've done. I am truly appreciative of what they have been able to contribute to make this a success as well. And all those that have worked very closely together, of course, the foundation and all the other people. But when you think about it, that this new center, it'll really be state-of-the-art, provide training that we use in a format that the college uses. It's called Quick Jobs. And what it'll do is allow this college to provide the skill training necessary for the businesses to really start in weeks, not months, to get the training necessary. I talked earlier about the ability to turn on a dime, and that's what this facility will do. Will allow us and allow this college to respond immediately to whatever need is out there, whether we know what it is today or whether we see what it is as well in tomorrow. So providing that just-in-time training, the just-in-time education, is so essential for us and so essential for this college. But the opening of this facility provides really, I think, a glimpse to the cutting-edge education and workforce training that we will be providing Kentuckians during the next decade. And I think that's what's so unique about KCTCS and our colleges, is that we look not only to tomorrow, but we look at the decades ahead. When I think about House Bill 1 that created KCTCS, it was a vision for 2020. It wasn't a vision for what would happen 2 or 3 years now. But, look what has occurred in the last 10 years. But what we're really looking at is what's going to happen in the next 10 years, the next 20 years, that will really solidify this community and this state to provide a strong economic base as well. Because when you look at our enrollment, I mean, our enrollment this fall is absolutely out of the roof. We've had almost a 20% increase in enrollment. Over 106,000 students are attending our community colleges all across the state. So we'll be able to respond to those needs, providing that access that is so critical. And so it's obvious that our community and technical colleges are providing Kentucky what it needs right now, real opportunity for real people in real time. And this community has clearly shown its commitment to providing our citizens with critical skills that they need to survive in today's economy. However, your support for the land and the building, it really is one part of the funding equation that we have. To ensure that we have an ongoing support is very critical that we talk to our legislators in our General Assembly. And we need to continue supporting these facilities in the way that they have in the past. So we need to focus on that other piece of the equation, and that's what we're doing. So state appropriations, no matter what, are an essential part of the equation. We provide the funding. We're able to get the generosity of the Lay Foundation. But we also need to look to the future of how we can provide that stability and that steady stream of income that we need as well. So what we need is we need your help. You know, I spent earlier this afternoon, talking to a group of people about what we've launched recently, and it's an advocacy campaign to advocate for KCTCS. And each one of you are clearly an advocate for this institution, and ultimately, as being supportive of this institution, you're supportive of KCTCS. And that's where we are, and we look at the landscape of Kentucky. We need your help. We need your help in ways that we haven't been able to do before or haven't really asked you. I told the group this afternoon that what I've been hearing over the years is, what can I do for you? What can I do to help you give that strong support for us as we go into the next session of the General Assembly and the session after that? I mean, it's an ongoing effort that we need to continue working and continue supporting our institutions. And so when you can continue, and I know Representative Nesler and Senator Luber, they know the support is here. But, maybe they need to hear it on a more frequent basis. And that's what we're here for, is to help you to help us launch this campaign that truly shows how Kentucky, KCTCS, is transforming lives, and we're transforming Kentucky. So we need your support, not only today, but in the future as well. Your support's been fabulous and marvelous for this facility, and we're asking you to continue that support in the future as well. We thank you for what you have done in the past, but more importantly, what you're doing for the students who will attend this institution. I met with the students earlier today, and I met with the students that were in the middle college. I met with the students that were in nursing programs. I saw the younger students that weren't even out of high school at middle college. I saw students that had been laid off from their jobs, laid off earlier in several years, and were coming back to West Kentucky to get that education that they needed so that they can get a job for the remainder of their life. An education in whether it was a nursing program, one of the allied health programs, the opportunities that will be available throughout this region for what this college can do. So we need that continued support, not only today, but for the future as well. Again, congratulations on this facility. It's a great, great place. I look forward to coming back and seeing it full of equipment and students, Dr. Veazey, and I'm sure that they'll be here. So thank you for having me this afternoon.
I would like to thank you one more time for your great support for being here this afternoon. We're going to conclude with a ribbon cutting ceremony, and I'm going to ask Wendy Hunter if you can sort of put us over here and direct us in what to do. And then I would ask that you please continue visiting. We have food, and then do not leave before you get a takeaway of information and a gift from the community college. So thank you once again.
1, 2, 3. Hey! Ribbon cut.